to ASMR art class. Today we're going to learn how to draw realistic looking people. It's important when you are drawing people that you first get a framework laid out that you will build upon, sort of like the same way like our skeletons determine how we appear to a certain degree. So you have to sketch a basic skeleton. So you're gonna have like a spine, and then some hip bones, and then you're gonna have some ribs, and then you're gonna have like some leg bones, and some knee bones, and then some more leg bones. And it doesn't have to be exact right now because this is just the framework. So we're just sort of basically setting up a pose. So we got our feet bones and our ribs, and you got like clavicle, and then your arms come off, and you've got like the tibia and the fibia, some more bones in the wrist, and some fingers. And so again, this doesn't have to be exact. We're just getting the basics so that we can draw a more realistic person once we get to that part. And then of course you got your little neck bones there and a skull. Let's try that again. So you got your skull. And you don't forget your eye sockets, because that's going to affect how the person looks. And then you got the bottom jaw and the top jaw. And you got some teeth. Alright. And don't forget to close the nose area. Alright, so now that you've got the basic skeleton for the character, you can begin to flesh it out. And so we'll just use a little red here for the fleshy colors. Yeah, for the basic musculature. So you've got, some biceps and some wrist muscles, and you got your thigh muscles there. So you kind of sketch those out so you get the basic calf muscles. And of course, that lower one, it's kind of like the front view, so let's go ahead and give them some decent bicep muscles there. And some good shoulder muscles and neck muscles. And some forearm muscles. Some triceps, delts. Yeah. So there we go. And then we need some skin tone there. So now you can kind of begin to shade in. Let's get a better brush. We need a sort of a stipply airbrush color. And this one we're going to want to be a little thicker so that we can kind of spray paint the basic shape over of the muscles. Get the shading going. And the shoulders, he's got some good shoulder muscles going in his head. Like that, so you gotta leave the eye holes, we'll get to that later. And his pectorals. Oops. And so just kind of work that skin tone around to cover all those strong muscles he's got going on. His feet. And you can really see how it's starting to come together to like make a real person. The realism of building an underneath skeleton really helps with the realization for the accurate picture. So then we just need to we'll get some circles going here for some eyes, and of course we want some nice wide eyes, so throw those circles in there for the eyes, and don't forget to fill them in. So you want some, because the inside of the eyes is going to be nice and, oh shit, backseas. So once we fill that in, then you're going to need some irises, give them some blue eyes. No particular reason, just going to do that so we get a little, don't forget to make it a solid, fit like a solid color, otherwise, I mean, I didn't quite get that right. There we go, and, oh, it's still not doing a fill, the solid color, and solid color. Let's try that again. Oh, actually that looks pretty good. We got the dark centers. We're turning out better than I expected. And so, as long as we're doing blue hair, let's go ahead and give that, or blonde eyes. I mean, blue eyes. We'll give them some blonde hair here. And with that, we're actually we're gonna really make it more detailed. And give them like sort of a long flowing mane. And it helps if we do all the hairs individually, because then you can really get in there like a strong breeze blowing from the left side there. So yeah, that's really, that nails it. I realize I need to blend a little more skin tone down. I missed some spots down there. Oops. Let's go back to the brush. While I have the brush, the size. I need to make the size big again. That's not quite right. Oops. Again, I'm sorry about that. Get my brushes back out. Spray paint. There we go. There we go. Let's fill that in a little more. That is some solid, oops, solid, so now you can see how very sort of realistic it gets when you have the framework set up good. And I really think that that highlights the important parts. So I'm you know, if you try it yourself, you can work on it a little more, but I think this gets the basic idea laid out. So that concludes our first session of realistic drawing of people in MS Paint. Thanks for watching.